Hello and welcome to your yoga class. Today we're going to do full body lengthening, so opening up parts of the body and then eventually creating length throughout the whole body. So as always, do what's right for you. When you feel pain or something electrical, stop what you're doing, something's not right. Taking care of yourself, the most important thing. So we're going to start in a seated position. So coming down onto the ground, and we're going to just tease the hips open here. We're going to bring the bottom of the feet together, coming into butterfly, and then just flap our knees or our butterfly wings. And just allowing the hips to gently open here. No pressure, no deep movements, just this nice little fluttering, so that the hips get a sense that it is safe to open. And they're going to come into our favored cross-legged position and come into Sufi rolls, this nice meditative movement to allow a little bit more opening in the hips and the back. Arms rest comfortably wherever they rest, and we just make these nice big turns over the top of the pelvis. The head hangs heavy, the neck is long and soft. And I like to do this with my eyes closed because my body moves a little bit differently when my eyes are closed. The brain can't quite control everything. The body gets to move more the way it wants to move. So if you do this though and your eyes are closed and you get a little dizzy, then just a soft gaze and finding a flow, a meditative quality to the movement, and noticing, as always, how this feels in your body. And then we're going to stop and go in the opposite direction. Jaws relaxed, so that the opening in the body comes a little bit easier. And coming around one more time. Gently coming out. And then bring the bottom of the feet together again, and one more time. Nice little butterfly wings as we see. Maybe you can even feel the hips a little bit more receptive to opening on this second pass. And then your favorite cross-legged position. Again, we're going to do a little bit of prana or breath work. Going to create a meditation mudra being just the expression in the hands. So right hand underneath, left hand on top, both palms facing up, and the hands nest into one another, and then they just rest wherever it's comfortable to allow them to rest. We're sitting tall, however not rigid, and the jaws are relaxed. And so this breath pattern is where we breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth, imagining you're breathing out through a straw. So it just takes a little bit more effort to exhale. And so as we inhale, we bring our chin up slightly, breathing in through the nose. And as you exhale, chin comes down as you breathe out through the straw. Breathe in, gentle lift. And breathe out. Chin tilts down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale through the nose, coming up. Exhale through your straw, coming down. And then release. And make some movement a little bit deeper in the body, coming into Mermaid. So Mermaid, the knees are drawing to the left. We're sitting into the left hip and the right hip is off the floor. The left arm comes down and rests into the floor here. Right arm comes out to the right. Chin mudra, index finger and thumb come together. Just firing up the arm lines so that the arm is a little stronger. This is a big movement for the shoulders. So arm movement, when the arm movement is that deep, you want the arm lines to be activated to support the joint. And so we're going to sweep the right arm out in front, over to the left, and then lift the arm up and come back out to the right. So sweeping around, And I move a little bit slower here because it is a deep movement in the shoulders. But if I do it slow enough, I'm very mindful of how it's feeling in the body. And if you enjoy this, you can deepen by bringing the head to tuck under the arm and look up at the ceiling. Or go as deep as you like to go. And just enjoying this big 360-degree rotation. And our last one here. Yeah. And then we're going to switch sides. So now the knees are going to point to the right. We're sitting into the right hip and the left hip is off the floor. Right arm comes to rest into the floor. Left arm out to the left, chin mudra, index finger and thumb come together, A-OK. And they're going to sweep the arm out in front, over to the right, and then lift it up. So again, going slow so you notice how this feels. And give your time to prepare for deepening if that's what you want to do. So once you get a couple of 360-degree rotations in the shoulder, then you might decide, maybe I'm going to tuck my head underneath my arm, look up, and deepen. Or if you do it and you don't like it, you don't continue, right? Your practice. Being gentle with yourself while moving, while opening, while finding length in the body. And we're going to do one last one here. Nice. And we're going to bring the forelegs in towards us and hug them in as you bring your forearms around the forelegs. Curl your toes up, sit tall, and draw your chin into your chest. And take 2 breaths here. So lengthening the back line of the body as the toes curl up, chin draws down, and we're sitting tall. And creating a little bit more blood flow through the organs in the abdominal cavity with the compression that we have at the front of the body. And then release from that. We're going to open the legs up and nice and wide, and a big bend in the knees. We're going to come into a movement here to create some length at the back of the legs and through the back of the trunk, back of the hips. This is called stir the pot, and we're going to flex our feet so our leg lines are activated. Muscularly, we're a little bit stronger. We're going to imagine we've got a great big soup pot in front of us. We grab the ladle, bring it up, put it in the soup, and start to stir. So nice big rotation here. We reach forward, and as we draw back, belly button tucks slightly into the spine. So it's not the lower back that's taking you back, it's your abdominals. Transverse abdominals keeping you strong and protecting the lower back. And so notice how this feels on the hamstrings and gauging if this is the right movement for you or maybe not. And then coming in the opposite direction. So maintaining that balance in the body by going both ways. Even if one way feels a little bit tougher than the other, just do a little change up, maybe the pace, maybe the depth, if you find one way is a little bit more cranky than the other. And then release. And then if it's okay with you today, you can lengthen through the knees. So notice just as you lengthen how this feels on the hamstrings, even on the lower back. If you don't like fully extending, then maybe just a little bend in the knees. Decide for yourself where you're going to be. Again, grab your ladle, pop it in the soup pot, and stir. Remember to draw back, engage the transverse abdominals, belly button to spine, just tucking in that little bit and protecting the lower back. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. And releasing from that. And then arms behind you. Just allow yourself to sit back a little and shake out the legs. It's always nice to release during your practice. If you're starting to feel tense or tight, But don't carry that the rest of the way. Do a nice little release. Even if I don't cue you into that and it feels like it's the right thing for you to do, then take the time to have the release. And a nice little ankle circles. We're going to do a little work with the ankles, so circling both ways. You might hear a little pop here and there if you're releasing gas from the ankle joints. You can point and flex, point and flex. And then we're going to come into butterfly, a little bit tighter this time. So bottom of the feet come together. We're going to draw them in. And then we're going to take the hands, draw them along the floor. Forearms come underneath the forelegs. And then just draw down with the head. Lengthen through the neck. Let the head hang heavy. Nice breath here as you breathe in through the back of the heart. Breathing out through the back of the heart to exercise the back of the lungs where you have a little bit more breath capacity. And then we're going to slowly come up and we're going to rise on to all fours, our hands and our knees. And just a nice little cat-cow here. As we inhale to bring your gaze forward, let your hips spread wide, let your belly go soft, and as you exhale, round into cat. Head hangs heavy, neck is long, looking through your legs, chin tucks into chest. And then you inhale, gaze forward, let the hips spread wide, and come back up into cat. And one more time, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. So coming back down onto our glutes, we're going to do a nice little movement here designed to help balance tension and compression in the body. Tension being all of the soft tissue and compression being the bones. Sometimes those get a little out of whack and create torque in the body. So this leg sweep is a nice way to bring a little bit of balance back in between those. So we're going to come down onto the back and we're going to bring our hands behind our head, intertwine your fingers as you create that nice little hammock for the back of your head. Rest into that and the arms relax here. The right foot stays rooted on the floor. We're going to extend the left leg up to the sky. We're going to create a flexed foot so we're active through the leg. The muscular engagement is there and a little micro bend in the knee. And then we create these great big sweeps. And so you're looking for a nice flow. You're not going so slow that you feel like you have to muscle. You're creating a nice flow. So there's this beautiful lengthening happening through the hamstrings at the back of the thigh with this flowing movement. And the feet are flexed, so that the leg muscles are engaged to give you a little bit more stability and protect the knee joint. And the leg never comes to the floor. You're just finding that big sweep region. And resting into the arms and the back of the head, into the hands. As you breathe, a little smile so that you don't get so tight in the face that the rest of the body is a little bit more resistant to lengthening and opening. And then bring that left foot down. The right leg goes up. Create the active foot by flexing. You can also curl the toes under and press the heel away. This is an active foot as well, so you might try it on this side. Little micro bend in the right knee, and then find your big sweep with momentum. And notice the hamstrings at the back of the thigh on this leg. So we don't want to fully press out of that knee. We like that little micro bend. And the leg doesn't reach the floor, but a great big range of motion sweep. And keep your active foot. Relaxed face. Breathing continues. And then we're going to bring that leg down. Release the arms and bring one knee at a time into the heart center and gently draw from side to side. Then roll over onto whatever side you like and gently bring yourself back up. We're going to come into a very interesting move here. This is somatic yoga, and it's designed to create opening through the heart center and the shoulders to sort of combat the rounding that we tend to do in our lives. There's also some nice work to open up the shoulders a little bit, create some slide and glide in the shoulder blades, nice little neck opening, as well as the hips. So this one is coming onto our active rest position, and the feet come together, and we bring the arms into airplane, palms face up. As the left palm stays up, the right palm turns down. And then we're just going to switch those, going from one to the other. So every time you shift, one palm is up and one palm is down. Just creating this nice swivel along the arm up into the shoulder joints. And then we're going to add movement with the neck. Next time the left palm turns up, we're going to turn our head to the left. Left palm turns down, right palm turns up, we turn our head to the right. So adding in the movement of the head with the alternate opening of the palms as you go side to side. Then we're going to add the shoulder blades. So next time your head turns left, your left palm is up, press into your left shoulder blade. Then head turns right, right palm is up, press into your right shoulder blade. And then a couple of times back and forth, adding the shoulder blade in the direction of where your head is turning. And so just creating a different kind of lengthening along the upper back. And then we're going to add the legs. Next time your head turns left, left palm is up, left shoulder blade is down. Legs draw together as one over to the right. So creating this nice little spinal twist. Then as the legs draw up and center, they're going to go over to the left. The palms change. Head turns to the right. Press into the right shoulder blade. So there's a lot to remember. We're looking for the spinal twist, the neck to turn, the shoulders to get rotation and pressing into the shoulder blades. Legs come right, left palm opens up, head turns left, press into left shoulder blade. Legs draw left, right palm turns up, press into right shoulder blade. And one more each side. Creating this beautiful lengthening and opening in the body. And then release, bring the knees back in, hug them in, rock gently, and then roll over onto whatever side you like, and gently come back up. So we're going to do a nice side body lengthening on the floor. We're going to come onto the left hip and come into chair pose. We're going to come right down onto the ground. The left arm is just going to support the head here. Left arm won't move here. Right arm comes up, create chin mudra, so active arm. And then we're going to draw right elbow to right knee as they come into the middle of the body. Then we're going to extend both arm and leg long. As we do, our gaze follows our hand. So we bring our gaze toward the knee and the elbow as they meet, and then the head follows the hand as it reaches. So the one other piece to this is when we lengthen, the leg is long and we draw it a little bit, just maybe 2 inches behind. So this is a nice QL, quadratus lumborum, lower back lengthening. So if you get tight in the lower back, this is a nice movement. And you can decide if you like it with a bit more pace than me. Flex that right foot so you're strong through the right leg. Might feel a little bit different than when the foot is flaccid. And so looking for this length. And one more time as we reach long. And then we're going to come up and do the same thing on the right side. So coming onto the right hip. Find your chair position with the legs and rest into the right arm, left arm comes up, create your chin mudra, index finger and thumb come together, and then left elbow to left knee, And then reach the arm and the leg long, remembering you're following, looking at the knee and the elbow coming together and looking at the hand as it reaches long. When that leg goes long, it draws slightly behind, and we're going to have that active foot in the left foot. So you stay strong through the leg and finding the length, creating space in the body, and keep your jaws relaxed, your face soft, inviting the body to open and be receptive to lengthening. And last one. And reach. And we're going to gently come back up. Ooh. And nice and slow, we're going to come onto all fours. And we're going to do some nice pendiculating. So into our child's pose. And pendiculation is simply this ability to create a muscular load in the body and then slowly releasing that to find a little bit of releasing of hidden tension in the body. So lengthening comes a little easier. So we're on our hands and our knees, and our hands are just, wrists are just a little ahead of our shoulders. And release the toes. You can even tap out the top of the feet. So our gaze is at the mat, and we're going to energetically draw into the middle of the body, into the belly button, creating tension. It's like you're sucking the belly button all the way in toward the spine. You can feel this tension, and then as you draw the heels, or rather the hips toward the heels, you're releasing that tension slowly until you come right into child's pose where everything is soft. Elbows are relaxed, head is supported on the floor, or head is supported on a block if your head doesn't naturally meet the floor. Coming back up. Create that muscular load as you draw into the belly button and belly button to spine. You're inhaling. And then as you slowly exhale, draw the hips toward the heels and let that tension go slowly until you completely release in child's pose. Belly is soft, elbows relaxed, head supported. And then come back up. And so then we're going to come into a little toe squat. So here's where we're going to create a little exercise for the stabilizer muscles in the ankles. So we're going to tuck the toes under and come up onto the toes and have the feet as wide as you feel comfortable. So you can bring the big toe mounds right together, but you have a smaller base of support. And if you want to balance here, it's a little bit more challenging. If you create a little bit of space between the feet, then you have a wider base of support. And if you want to balance, bringing the hands anywhere you like. If you prefer just to keep that hand hold, then do that. You're still exercising the ankles. So as you sit here for a bit on the toes, you'll feel the stabilizer muscles in the ankles firing, so they're working. You want them strong because it's the ankles that hold the whole body in the connection to the feet. So weak ankles don't help us with all the activity and flexibility and independence that we want. We want strong ankles. Okay, and then we're going to come up to standing. You can come up any way you like. I'm going to come up on the toes just to create a little bit more exercise, and then release, bring the heels down. Take a drink if you like. I'm actually going to get a drink. So it's really important to stay hydrated through your class. And so as we come into a comfortable stance, we're just going to bounce into all of our joints. So that the shoulders relax, elbows, wrists, fingers, hips are soft, knees are soft, ankles are soft. Just creating a nice little bit of vibration, a little bit of gentle movement as we equilibrate to the standing posture. And then we're going to do a little bit more work with the feet. We're going to come up on the toes and then into the heels. Up on the toes, into the heels. And we can bring our arms up with us as we come down. We can bring them out in front on the toes, come down. You can bring them all the way up if you like, and come down wherever you like. Just creating a little bit more work for the ankles and also working on your balance. And one last one here, coming up. And release. So, a little work for our toes. This is kind of fun. We're going to curl all our toes up, and then we're going to let just the big toes press back down, then the second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. It's not so easy for me, actually. This time when we bring the toes up, we're going to start with the pinky toe coming up first, then the fourth, the third, the second, and then the big toe. And then grip all the toes into the floor and bounce into the heels. Nice. And then we're going to walk that out. We're just going to walk forward and back. So notice when you walk backwards, it's a little trickier because obviously you can't see where you're going. And just make sure that you've got space to do this and you don't bump into anything. And as you continue to do this, bring your gaze up to the horizon. So we're not looking at our feet, we're not looking at the floor. And so we're relying on our proprioception, our ability to understand where we are in space and keep ourselves safe. So this is a nice little practice for that. Looking at the horizon and trusting that our legs and our feet are going to do the right thing. So we can deepen that, and we do that by creating a little bit more narrow pathway for walking. So imagine you're on a tightrope. So we're going to look at the ground first, and we're walking on the tightrope, which maybe is, 3 inches wide. And so we're bringing one foot right in front of the other, arms wherever you want them to be, and then you're going to walk backwards. And so going slow, so you keep yourself safe. And stepping out of that. This time when you do it, focus on the horizon. So gaze up and see if you can keep your feet on that very narrow space of the tightrope, arms wherever you like them to be, and then we're going to walk backwards. Keep your eyes on the horizon as you build your ability to understand where you are in space, and complete. And then just some nice swinging out. Just let it go. Then we're going to create a little bit deeper movement. This is called the top shelf. And it's imagining that we're reaching for something on the very top shelf. But instead of hiking out of the shoulder, we're going to think about the whole side body lengthening. And this is how we do it. So we're going to start with the right arm. The right arm is going to reach, and then the rest of the body is lengthening with the arm. We're going to come up on the toes of the left foot, so we create some compression in the left waist and lengthening through the right waist. And then we come down. Same thing on the other side. We're going to lengthen through the whole left side body as we reach for the top shelf, come up on the right toes, create a little bit of compression in the right waist, lengthening through the whole left side body. And so doing this on each side, remember it's not the arm reaching out of the shoulder joint, it's the whole side body creating length. And that little bit of compression on the short side and full lengthening on the long side. And one more each way. It's quite a different sensation in the body when the whole side body is creating the reach. So we're going to take our feet a little wider than the hips, and the toes are going to point out slightly. They're going to start here. Then when we bend into the knees are going to track over the toes, arms come out, and we're going to reach over toward the right knee. And then we're going to come back up to here, bend back into the knees, right arm comes over and reaches toward left knee. Come back up, and bend in, reach over. Come back up, bend in, reach over. This time we're going to do sumo squats. So when we bend in, we're going to bring the arms up overhead, palms touch. Come back down. So when you do this, if you feel like, I could shift about in my stance just to make it feel a bit more comfortable, take the time to do that. Don't stay in a place that's not working for you. So here we go. Bend into the knees and come up with the arms. We're going to do this 2 more times in our sumo lifts. Come back down. And 1 more time. Nice. Bring the feet in. And this time, when we sweep the arms up, we're going to come up on the toes. We're going to sweep the arms back, come into the heels and bend the knees. So it looks like this. Lift up, bend down. Lift up, bend down. Lift up, bend down. And 1 more. Lift up and bend down. Nice full body movement. You've opened up shoulders, hips, knees, the feet, allowing you to find that length in the body. A little bit more full body movement. We're going to bring the arms up, back of the hands touch over top of your head. Bend deep into the knees, forearms cross in front of the shins. Inhale up, back of the hands touch. Exhale, come down. Other arm comes in front as the arms cross in front of the shins. We're going to do 2 more of those. Other arm crosses in front, coming back up, and then other arm crosses in front. And exhale, hands to heart. Nice. So, a little bit of fun stuff here. You have to use your imagination, and it creates a little bit of different kind of movement in the body. We're going to imagine we have a pane of glass in front of us, sort of floor to above our heads. And we're going to wash the pane of glass with the palms of our hands. So we're going to start at one side at the top, sweep from one side to the other, to the other, to the other, all the way down as low as you want to go, and then coming back up. This time imagining we have a really big table in front of us. We're going to wipe the top of the table off. So we come over to one side and we sweep from side to side, sweeping the top of the table off. And then coming out of that, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Another full body movement. We're going to inhale and come into cactus arms. Then bend into the knees, bring the arms behind you, palms touch behind. Then rotate through the arms as they come forward, back of the hands touch, reach up, come back into cactus, arms behind, palms touch, bend deep, arms in front, back of the hands. And then just find a little flow of this. So it's not so mechanistic, it's a little bit more flowing and meditative. This full body opening. You've created this really lovely length in the body, and the joints are open. And so you have this massive ability to be able to move the whole body deeply. And so now we're going to come down onto the ground. So inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands to heart. Bend the knees, then take the hips up as you find your forward fold. Inhale halfway into airplane arms, palms face down, gazes at the floor. Bring your awareness into your shoulder blades. Draw your shoulder blades into the middle of your back and then away from your back, into the middle of your back and then away from your back. Come back into your forward fold. We have a nice generous bend in the knees, and then hands on the floor. Bring your knees onto the floor, and we're going to come all the way down. We're going to do a nice little soothing movement and massaging for the back of the pelvis. And so back of the head roots into the floor, gently, knees on top of the chest, and the inside of the knees are going to come together and hold there as one knee. Each hand is on each knee, feet are relaxed. And we're going to use the hands to take the knees in tiny circles in the sky, creating this nice circular massaging around the sacrum at the base of the spine, allowing a little bit more length to come into the back of the pelvis. Our face is relaxed and keeping the range of motion small. And we're going to go in the opposite direction with that one knee, feet relaxed, and circumnavigating around the sacrum, the triangular bony plate at the bottom of the spine, at the back of the pelvis. And then come into stillness, keep each hand on each knee, draw the knees away from one another, and use the hands to take the knees in big circles toward one another and away from one another. And the feet are relaxed. And it's just the hands moving the knees. We're not trying to use the muscles of the leg, we're trying to relax. And just let the hands sort of direct the femur bones in the upper legs to move in the head of the hip joints. And then go in the opposite direction. And looking for that soothing, massaging effect in the hips and at the back of the pelvis. And then we're going to float one foot at a time back down onto the mat. Extend one leg long and then the other leg long. Feet are a little bit wider than the hips, but just wide enough so that the toes become floppy so we know the hips are not firing up. Arms beside you. I like palms up, but you might like palms down, but just looking for a sensation of the shoulders to be released and allow the lower back to soften. And we're going to come into our final relaxation pose where we become still for about a minute or so and let the body arrive into its new shape and place. Allow the eyes to close, or if you're more comfortable keeping them open, just a soft gaze. And allow the jaws to release slightly so that the tongue floats in the mouth. And the whole back body releases a little bit more into the floor. And the front plane of the body has a sense of lift and lightness to it. And then allow yourself to float along with me, and I will bring you back. To take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. gentle movement into the body. Notice if the body wants you to create any kind of movement along the floor, and just indulge it in that. And then bring one knee at a time into the heart center as you lightly hug the knees in and gently rock from side to side. And roll over onto whatever side you like. And open your eyes gently, and then very softly and slowly allow yourself to come up to a seated position. And we'll close our practice together. As we inhale, open the arms wide. And exhale, right arm crosses over left, and give yourself a great big hug for looking after your health and well-being in your practice today. And then inhale your arms back out. And exhale, cross left arm over right, and a little bit more self-love. And then bring your palms together and nest your thumbs into your heart center as you bow into yourself. And bow into the love and light within you. It's always a privilege for me to teach, so thank you so much for that. And the love and light in me honors the love and light in you. Namaste.